Hello everyone and welcome to my third in-depth review on the channel and my second solo review overall. I am completely just elated that you guys would decide to take time out of your day to watch my content, and the fact that All Star is over 100 views now shows that really making great progress. So today I am going to be reviewing a fan-made album, which is an album, wait for it, made by fans. So Drive Like I Do is an indie emo rock band back in the early 2000s, but you might know them better today as the members of the 1975, which is not an indie emo rock band. But this was back when they were all teenagers. So with that, obviously, there is going to be just a little progression where they are now back from this album. But I think that it is important to research the bands that you like and go back and find their roots and see how far they progressed. I love this album, but I'm into that type of music. I feel like anyone who likes indie rock will probably enjoy this album. It's very it's an acquired taste. So without further ado, here is my track by track review of Drive Like I Do's We're Not Frightened of You Anymore. So some things that you're going to see from this album are a very consistent tone. But when there is like a mood change, then there's going to be transition songs that are only like instrumental to be able to pick the mood back up or bring the mood back down. So it's very much so an album that you can tell it's a Drive Like I Do song, but at the same time, they do have very like pump up anthems, and then they have very slow emotional songs, and we're gonna go through those both types on the album today. Starting it off with the title track. Track 1 is called Forward, and it starts off with kind of an electronic sound, the sound that you guys might be familiar with from the 1975, but then it slowly morphs into what you will all come to know and love as Drive Like I Do's indie rock sound. It's much more raw sounding than anything the 1975 has put out today, which it's good because I like variety, as do most people, and it's really just it gets you ready for the album as an opening track should. Their Drive Like I Do, you guys are about to be taken for a ride. I just said that unflinchingly. Okay, track 2 is The Go, and it's very calm sounding. They take an acoustic approach near the beginning of this album, and there is an underlining like guitar riff throughout the entire song, and pretty much throughout the entire album they use the same sounding guitar, and you can just it really like brings the whole tone of the album together, it makes it feel complete and like it was meant to happen, even though it's a fan-made album. I think the track list was put together in such a way where it was meant to do this, and the YouTuber that posted it was called Drive Like I Did, so credit to him. I'll link it down in the description, or them I should say. So what this makes me think of is a good night out with friends, just having a good time, just teenage friends riding in a car at 2 o'clock in the morning, doing things they probably shouldn't, but just living life and having a good time. And I think most songs like that are very impactful. Uh, the key lyric from this song is going to have to be, "We'll storm this palace for you." It means we'll do anything in order to just show you that we mean what we mean. And this album has some really good lyrics. I'm going to give some key ones, and I think you guys are going to be pleasantly surprised if you check it out. Track 3 is called Wolves, and it plays like your stereotypical indie jam. Like, it's surprisingly upbeat, and the key lyrics from this one are, "We're not frightened of you anymore," which is the name of the fan-made album. And then it just ends in just this burst of like excitement, and they just scream, "We are kings, we are kings," over and over again. It's about youthfulness and just being young and taking life completely in. I love that. Albums like that, songs like that, they speak to me as a teenager in ways that not many things do, if that makes sense. Wolves, very good track. You guys should check it out. Track 4 is going to be called Ghosts, and although the instrumentals in this track are amazing, as most of Drive Like I Do songs are, this song really shines from a lyrical standpoint, and it's about not being able to get through to someone that you love. And I feel like we've all been there at one time in our life, and it's very relatable. Again, the backing vocals are very good. The backing track is very upbeat, and then the regular vocals are sang from a perspective of really trying to get through to someone. Like, you can absolutely tell exactly what they want from the way that Maddie is singing. So I feel like that really works well for the song and the tone. The chorus is, "Well, this car moves faster than I'm ever going to find you," which metaphorically is, this is going so fast that I believe that I'm never going to be able to catch up to you. And the metaphors in this album are very good. Track 5 is called Lost Boys, and it's my personal favorite on the album. It just makes me want to dance and scream the lyrics in the chorus every single time I hear it. It's a sarcastic in nature anthem about not caring what people think of you, and also getting out of the hometown you're in. We've had one of those every list. Man, I listen to some emo music. Some key lyrics from this one are, "'Cause all the girls and boys in the city, well, they just care about things like, how does my hair look? And is this town worth living in?" And the message is obviously supposed to be, no, get out, do what you're supposed to do, shine, make the most of your life. And man, it's 2018, and the 1975 have absolutely done that, and they're still pushing boundaries with their controversial videos and opinions, encouraging people to accept more. That even back then, like as teenagers, they were still pushing boundaries in that way, and I think that that's absolutely amazing. Track 6, and I'm probably going to butcher this French, but it is called "A bord de la mer," or "At the Seaside," and it's absolutely heart-wrenching. It's probably the second saddest song on the album. It it starts off kind of slow, and you're kind of getting a feel for where it's going. But as it progresses, it just gets more and more pulsing, kind of like an anxiety attack, and it's going and going and going, and then the words "she just flew back home," they start off calm, but then he starts screaming them, getting more and more intense with every single passing moment, and you really just feel what he's going through, the pain of not being able to save something that you want so badly. And again, very relatable. Teenagers make relatable songs. I feel like this song is very impactful and everyone should give it a listen. Track 7 is called 28, and it's just a little bit of an instrumental, and it works very well at calming you down from the absolute feelings that you just experienced, while also kind of continuing them, as it's not an upbeat track by any means at the beginning, but by the end it gets you ready for the next song, which is track 8. Track 8 is called Sex. You might know that song from the 1975's debut self-titled album, but this is a bit of an older, more unpolished, raw-sounding version. It's about falling in love with someone that is only seeing you on the side because they've got a boyfriend anyway. And it's very different than most versions because during the chorus, they have a bunch of hey-ohs, and I really like it. I really like it. I kind of prefer this version to the other ones, but it just might be because it's much more upbeat, which probably doesn't work well for the message the song's trying to convey, but at the same time, it's very cool. It's the only version that I've found with the hey-ohs, because there is multiple versions of this song that exist, but it's really good. Track 9 is also off of that self-titled album, and it is called Robbers. I love this song very deeply. So I'm just going to speak from the heart. This song is a lyrical masterpiece. It's double meaning, obviously. It's about this pair in crime that go and they rob places together, and they fall in love along the way. And the video, oh my God, the video of this song is so good. But as I said, this is an old version. There's not really a video for it. It's very, very good. There's really not enough words I could say to give this song justice. You just have to go out and listen to it. Some key lyrics, the lyrics that I find the most impactful, there's this break in the song, and then it picks back up with, "Now everybody's dead, and they're driving past my old school, and he's got his gun, and he's got his suit on, and she says, babe, you look so cool." So really, they're bad for each other. They're really, really bad for each other, but they make each other happy, and it pulls you every which way, because you want to feel for these people, but they're not good people. It's kind of like a Bonnie and Clyde situation. So you guys need to write down in the comments what you think after you hear this song. Not just about the meaning, but about how you feel about the meaning. Track 10 is called One Wish, and it adds variety with this almost like Lion King sounding backup vocals. It's really the most diverse song on the album, and the key lyric in this one that just keeps getting repeated over and over again is, well, I can't save you. So you guys know what you're in for with this. It's different, and I believe it was recorded maybe a little bit after the rest, because they sound more vocally mature, but don't quote me on that. I have no idea. It's a really good song. This whole album is amazing. You guys should absolutely check it out. I keep saying that, but it sounds really good. So why aren't you doing that? Track 11, Moon. It's an instrumental, and it brings the mood back down to finish the album with the saddest song I have ever heard in my life. On my notes, I just wrote the words, "Will make you cry." This song is called 102, and Maddie did write this as a teenager, about this girl that he was absolutely infatuated with. He was in love with her, and she had no idea. And you go through the motions of him singing absolutely heartbroken, and he's talking about how he's in love with her, but all she wants to do is talk about these boys that she's getting on with, and how he wish he could tell her how he feels, but he absolutely cannot for obvious reasons. Again, they just re-released this track as part of the 1975's newest album, A Brief Inquiry into Online Relationships, and Maddie sounds reflective in the version there, but here it's just pure and absolute heartbreak. Well, that was a very sad note to end on, but I have to get ready for New Year's. I hope you guys enjoyed this track-by-track review. Obviously, I'm going to get better and better with each review. In the new year, am going to be starting a series on one of my favorite bands of all time, where I go through and review all of their discography and give an even more in-depth outlook on everything. Not only going to be talking about what was going on into the album itself, but also the writing process behind the scenes. So you guys make sure to look out for that. Our end of the year podcast is going to be up sometime next year. We're sorry. We're 3 men. We just need to get our schedules to line up, but we will definitely have more content coming your way. Until then, I have been Sebastian. This is the 3rd in-depth review, definitely not the last. I love you all. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share this video. Please share this video. Turn on the bell notification. Follow us on Twitter at Theater Glass. I'm pretty much the only one that gets on there, but I will see the lovely things that you guys have to write about us, and I will see you guys in 2019.